a poem that I actually wrote, I think it was either last New Year's or the New Year's before. I think it was last New Year's, and that I wasn't entirely satisfied with, and fixed a couple of weeks ago, just in time. It's called Recipes for New Year's Eve. Standing at the dock in your white dress, you lean against the black night, the full moon shining on your face. Though you're filled with grace, you can't forget the schoolgirl trick. Dance the waters back. Speak in a loud voice to the mad dog who's on his way to Hades. Is he still your friend? Refuse to answer yet. Let the waters churn beneath your feet. The foam from the light waves will break your fall. Two. It's midnight now. The new year will begin as you dig here in the muck and sand where the ocean meets the dry land. Offer up the oyster shells and silvery scales of fish you found. Sacrifice. Cry into the sea until your tears mix with the sailor's fears and the prayers of the fishermen. I have to take Helena home with me. I like this. This one's called The Zen of Loving. The trick is not to get attached to the bird or its emerald feathers. When it dies at 6 or 7, you pretend it just flew off. The burden of your sorrow will be borne away. Love cries out everywhere, not only in the blooming red azalea bush, but under, in the dung-colored soil, pungent with the glut of rain, trembling with the insect hum. At the end of your vacation, when the sea-kissing dolphins who swam with you in circles dive for squid, and the fire-eating clowns offer burnt clues that the circus and the sacrifice are meant for you. Prepare yourself with meditation. Repeat the cone in silence, less is more. Unwind the coil until you feel yourself let go. Seated on the lotus, but flying.
Once again to Nancy Carey and Helena Melone. And now, with more Helena, and with former Poet Laureate, Belfast Poet Laureate Elizabeth Garber, and with Tom Luther and Michael Whitehead, the band Algorithm, another number.
We're taking you to Buenos Aires. The Panther for Alicia Pons. I let a panther of a woman take my chest between her hands, lifting me, demanding of me, you have to be alive here. Penetrating dark eyes, waves of red hair, a fierce warmth commanding me. All your energy is here in your chest. As she holds my sides, we begin to walk. I follow her lead, her eyes, her hands grasping my ribs so strongly. There is no weight in your legs, it is all up here. I feel it. This rising up into my chest, and for a moment, my legs feel as if they could lift off, sliding, stepping so easily, her knowing so certain, lifting me out of the myth of gravity, without me weighing myself down. This practice roam, this circle of light, above the street, this cave of the world, with Alicia propelling me into dance. Touching my upper chest, your power is here. Pressing her hands strongly into my sternum, her eyes, her breath so close, searing into me. This is where you communicate your passion, your presence, chest to chest. The dance is a dialogue through your body with the man. She is translating into my body a new language, creating a new life of living in this body, a life of rising up into another life, a life not yet lived. Be a fountain of water pouring up through you, a great column of water rising up out of your head. I set sail in a tiny sailing ship, setting forth to ride that great column of water, not knowing what shore it will take me to. And while Alan's getting set up, this poem is about one minute particular movement in Argentine tango where the woman passes her left foot up and over the left foot. This is why I didn't do well with Argentine tango. This way, up and over. I had to practice this for an hour, over and over, this particular exquisite step. And I was so into it and so into the moment. And watching Alicia do this movement was the most exquisite moment of seeing presence in every particular exquisite second of presence in the body. So I wrote this poem, and Alan's going to play, and Helena's going to dance. It's called Making the Cross. Her body moves as one fluid wave. Time slows down, moment by moment. Watching the simplest act of one foot crossing over the other. Her foot points, arches slowly, rises, carrying through the air, etches the ground, pauses to collect, before sliding up and around, crossing the other foot, slipping into position delicately, slowly articulating the unfolding of her panther's foot to the touch of earth, her weight shifting, and she pauses there. All the moment, all the time in the world pauses for that moment, for one foot to lift, collect, and cross. The painter lifts the brush with just the right color and slowly lets the brush down on the canvas. The pianist raises her hand, arches over the keys, before slowly moving down to touch sound.